Hi guys, welcome to Bali Now. For all of you first-time travellers, here are our top 10 tips. Tip number 1, flights and accommodation. So if you haven't already booked through a travel agent, not to worry, there's quite easy ways to get yourself to Bali. We'll start with flights. There's various airlines obviously that will get you into Bali. If you are budget conscious, we prefer airlines such as AirAsia and Jetstar. At all times throughout the year, they've got some really great flight specials to get you there from as little as $100 or so return from, say, Perth. So a really good way is to actually subscribe to their pages, get their notifications of when the sales are actually happening, and get yourself a cheap flight. So with your accommodation, a really good place to go to is online. So we've got quite a few sites you can have a look at, such as bookings.com, you've got Agoda, you've got What If, a really great place to go, places like Flipkey, TripAdvisor. They've actually got reviews and tips from people that have actually stayed there, so quite a few options to book. However, if you do want the best possible accommodation, you really can't go further than www.matarazvillas.com. We'll take care of you there. Tip number 2, arrival visas. Now, you're going to need $35 US. Now, we've heard as of October 2015, approximately 47 countries, including Australia, have been exempt from the arrival visa entry fee. Not to hold us to it though, because we do know that politicians love to change their minds. So to be prepared and to make it the smoothest transition possible, we'd suggest changing your $35 US per person, so that's per passport, whether you're an infant, baby, adult, whatever, to have that changed before you depart, stopped and ready to go. Tip number 3, alcohol. Okay, so we definitely suggest getting your alcohol in duty-free in your departing country. Definitely if you're leaving from Australia, you can get some really great bargain prices. Just remembering it's 1 litre per person. We definitely recommend this because alcohol in Bali is fairly expensive, unless of course you're buying ice cold in gear. Number 4, arriving in Bali. On the plane, you'll be receiving your immigration cards. Make sure you do fill them in on the plane before you actually land. If you are landing at the same time as, say, 20 other planes, you want to be sure that you're prepared and ready to go, heading straight for the visa counter, straight for customs, and out of there, ready to start your holiday. Tip number 5, your airport transfers. Now, we highly recommend you have these ready to go and organised before you actually leave for Bali. When you arrive at the airport, you'll come through the beautiful glass doors. There'll be an array of drivers waiting there for you with a sign with your name on it. So if you have pre-prepared it, just look out for your name and you're ready to go. If you haven't actually organised your transfers yet, not to worry. If you turn left, there's a duty-free shop. Just on the right-hand side of that, there is a taxi stand, and that runs 24 hours a day. It is luckily fixed price, so they have fixed prices to all destinations in Bali, so all you need to do is simply hop in, tell them where to go, and you're off. Speaking of taxis, now when you're out and about in Bali, we highly recommend using the Bluebird taxi service only. Beware of imitations, there are ones that look similar, so make sure you do grab a Bluebird. The best way to tell is when you hop in the taxi, you'll see the meter and ensure they do turn it on. If you don't see a meter or they haven't turned it on, we suggest hopping out and finding another Bluebird taxi. Tip number 6, water. So, we're talking about drinking water. Unfortunately, you can't drink from the taps in Bali, so ensure it's always bottled water that you are drinking. Most hotels, bars and restaurants are now serving bottled and filtered water. So just remember, if you're wanting to stay away from the Bali belly nasties, just keep away from tap water. That includes brushing your teeth with it. Brush your teeth with bottled water instead. Tip number 7, touring Bali. So there's so much to do in Bali, from whitewater rafting, Kintamani volcano tours, you've got your water sports, you've got visiting the islands, the monkey forest, a plethora of things to choose from. Quite an exciting time, especially for first timers. Of course, you can organise your tours prior to departing for Bali. If you haven't done that, not to worry. At your hotel, you can go to the concierge or tour desk and organise your tours from there. Also, pretty much everywhere down the street there are tour operators vying for your business. We highly recommend hiring a driver for the day. They can be done from say $40 to $80 for a full day service, and they can take you anywhere you need to go. Tip number 8, shopping. So probably the most popular form of shopping in Bali is the market stalls. If you are a first timer, we'd probably say have a bit of practice the first couple of times. Don't go wild with trying to barter. Have a few practice goes, maybe for the first day or two. Get used to the feel for it, buy maybe a couple of small items until you build your confidence, and then start bargaining hard over the next couple of days. There's quite a few things to choose from, a lot of imitations, but they are good imitations. If you are after fixed price stores, there are a couple of big department stores that you can visit. And also a couple of fixed price market stalls down Garlic Lane on Jalan Mataram. We do have a bargaining guide that we do provide, so we'll pop it down in the comments below. Other than that, happy shopping.
Gotta be $8.
Don't get ripped. Tip number 9, money changes and exchange rate. If you're coming from Australia, the easiest way to think about it is 1 Aussie dollar equals 10,000 rupiah. Importantly, don't confuse your 10,000 with your 100,000 rupees, as they're similar in colour. Now, when you are changing your money, ensure to change at the authorised money changers. We suggest PNC. Now, you will see quite a few signs as you're walking down the street of authorised money changers, and they'll tend to show extremely high attractive rates pointing towards a dark alley or a market store. Do avoid these ones, as it's quite easy to get ripped off. They're quite quick with the hands. So make sure you are using the authorised ones. A quick telltale sign is they are the big air-conditioned bank-looking offices. But again, we stick to BNC. They do provide good rates and great service. Tip number 10, departure tax.
I don't know if there was anything I could have done.
So unfortunately, the holiday must end at some point and you must depart Bali.
I just don't know.
As of February 2015, departure tax should be included in your airline ticket. Do contact your airline just to double check. If you've purchased your ticket prior to then you will be subject to 200,000 rupiah departure tax. A good way to think about it is to actually just put the 200,000 per passport away in your passport folder, ready to go just in case. If you don't have to pay it, then at least you've got some rupiah to buy some drinks or a snack when you're at the airport ready to go home. So that's it for now. If you do have any other helpful tips or questions, just pop them in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Viv and you're watching Bali Now.